So honestly, I wanted to actually talk about this, but not too in depth, nor do I really care that much. If someone is playing mixed while they're white, or whatever they're playing, black while they're mixed, black while they're Chinese, those things don't matter to me. I don't care if someone is saying they are who they aren't. Those aren't big deals to me. Now, what was really important and what fit for what I experienced back like 2 years ago was some people saying that they were harassed for a year in these comments. And I said specifically, yeah, that lady harassed me for 3 months because I said that she got high in front of her kids, which means I struck a nerve, most likely. And then another thing was some of the things that they were talking about. As far as Fran, for one, I remember Fran in that space, for one. And Fran was one who was into being a black person and being light skinned and things of that nature. Not specifically other things, at least from what I remember. So I remember what she's saying there about like some platforms disparaging light skinned and mixed people who don't have white mothers and stuff. And there was, like I said, that was the platform that was arguing about black men. Um, and they had this dynamic where they wanted like light skinned mixed women to please dark skinned black men. But it wasn't specifically, in favor of light skinned women. Because, I mean, like, you're not pushing your phenotype, obviously, because when you get with a dark skinned man, you won't have your phenotype in the next generation. Um, so, there was that whole situation there, where she was talking about, the identity of some of the people and how they're pro, I guess, white. Which, you could tell that they were pro white. And I specifically talked about that during that time. The thing is, for me, it's been such a long time that I've forgotten all about these aspects to those light skinned platforms. What I don't like is the constant problem that is in light skin platforms where it's not really pro light skin at all, it's just pro dark skinned people, basically, either pro dark skinned women or pro dark skinned men, but no one's actually in favor of actually light skinned families, biracial families, people staying within their own phenotype type of stuff. No one's into that. And that, to me, has always led me to believe that, obviously such individuals are not really pro light skin, pro biracial people. They're not for their people, and it is what it is. I've criticized platforms that were focused on dark skinned black men and were obsessed with black men and, wanted to only uplift being mixed or biracial to appeal to those people, but it's not specifically like you see it yourself, it's different because you wouldn't see the black man as your counterpart. If you really thought you were a separate race, there's no separate race that has specifically just women in it or specifically just men in it. So that's how you know that, it's fake. It's not really, pro light skin. It's not really pro biracial or whatever. So that's just generally what I wanted to talk about a bit there. Like I said, this lady here, she was one to talk a lot of. She talked a lot about things that weren't actually true, and in these comments, a lot of people are complaining, saying, one, she's racist, two, she just makes up lies about people, and those were true. Some people seem to be getting more riled up than what I feel is needed. I mean, like, if I'm not living the life and I'm not having the problems that she's claiming, then why do I care? The only reason I brought it up now was because she specifically addressed me, and I decided to make videos on it just to be like, oh, yeah, there was that beef, wasn't there? Now, we've had this beef since 2 years ago. I mostly, ignored her, but every now and then somebody brings her up because, nobody really likes such an individual. She doesn't even like herself. And so every time people would bring her up, I would specifically say what happened in those situations where the lady, she had a. Oh, sorry, I got a notification on my phone. But the point is, she had a substance issue. That was the whole problem we were fighting on. It stemmed from me talking about biracial men being more attractive and being more masculine than dark-skinned black men. So, despite trying to claim you're mixed and claim you're biracial, you can't even accept the men that are a part of your image. The reason is because you don't really feel you're mixed or biracial. It's just a ploy to benefit to dark-skinned people, but you don't even care about producing yourself. So how much is this a real identity? Really not much of one. And I'm not saying that this is how all biracials are. I'm saying people like that. I'm not even saying that person is biracial. I'm saying people who are like that, don't see themselves different from black people. They see themselves in competition. So that's basically all I have to say here. This video is, for me, boring. I don't really care to talk about this, because it's just like, what? I thought it was kind of fun doing the analyzers. You know me, I'm weird like that. I like doing computerized shit. But this right here is kind of like, well, why is it such an uproar? I mean, like, if she's so angry and like, oh, crazy, to me, I'm like, well, most likely you have to think, what makes someone tick where they just spout out crazy lies about you? Usually it's because they have some kind of mental problem, and I'm just glad I don't have that. So that's all I have to say in this video. Thanks for watching, and bye.